Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great week. I'm interrupting your regularly scheduled programming to tell you about something super fun. If you've been following us on social media, then you already know that throughout the month of December, we are celebrating the Titans of Christmas. And every single week, we're going to be opening up a present, we're filming it, and we're opening up this present for you guys. For the first week, we opened up 2 presents. Present number 1 is a t-shirt. It's our very first t-shirt. That's right, we're selling shirts. You can go to our website, thetitanpod.com, and you can find our very first t-shirt. It's got this awesome design on it, designed by my friend Mike Hegberg. We're doing pre-orders throughout the month of December, so you can sign up, get your pre-order, and then at the beginning of the new year, we're going to send them to print and start sending them out. So that's gift number 1. Gift number 2 is our very first public live stream from the Titans of Altera YouTube channel on December 9th. That's this Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be the entire cast. We're going to be playing Mario Party 8. We're going to be playing Jackbox games. And most importantly, we're going to be hanging out live with you guys. It's going to be super fun. I hope a ton of you can make it. We're looking forward to it ourselves. And no matter what, it's just going to be a good hang. And lastly, at the end of the month, we're going to be releasing a digital reward exclusively for our Patreon supporters. So for the people that are supporting us on Patreon, anyone who signs up to be a patron within the month of December, or who is a patron within the month of December, will get access to this exclusive digital reward at the end of the month. Whether you're a $2 member of our Patreon or a $100 member, you're going to get this reward. And I can't wait to show it to you, but it's going to stay secret for now. That's all I've got to say. The Titans of Christmas are coming, and this Monday we'll release our next video with the next present. So if you want to catch that, you can subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, wherever you want to follow us. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. And without further ado, thank you for listening to all of this. I present to you Episode 7, A Girl and Her Orc.
Last time on the Titans of Altera.
We're going on a ship. Not super excited about that part. But apparently it's captained by Donnie Russell.
I heard his second in command is a full-blooded orc. The only one in Lestrade. Aye, lads.
He pats you both on the shoulder.
I pat him on his thigh.
And then he turns around and kind of stomps off.
Thanks, Bordu.
I think he likes you.
Captain, order Bordu. Stay. What after you?
Arrest the orc and the gnome.
Guys, hey, go gentle there.
Relnor, what's happening?
Ease off.
I don't know.
Captain Donnie Russell has been murdered. Wizard Wilbert apparently assassinated him on the ship's return. We are taking all of the evocation wizards and holding them under guard. For now, Lieutenant Relnor, you have orders for you and your crew to speak with High Captain Harris. Hello and welcome everyone to the Titans of Altera, a 5th edition actual play Dungeons & Dragons adventure for gamers of all ages. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan.
Dalfin.
Winnie.
Relnor.
Awesome. Okay, let's jump right into it. We are currently in the middle of the party has been split.
I know.
So right now, Winnie and Bordu are being escorted to the prisons, while the 3 of you... Did you decide you were going to go to the command building before the end of last
I don't think
episode?
we decided anything yet.
We did
didn't
not
think so.
decide anything.
I think we were left standing dumbfounded in the
But
square.
you were given a summons to report to the High Captain, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
From Captain Pam Driver.
Relnor,
Yes.
what are we going to do?
Well, I think the quickest way to help Winnie is going to be go to Captain Pam.
Why not Captain Harris?
Yeah, why would you go to
I'm
Captain?
sorry. You just said we were given the summons
Hey,
from
Relnor,
Captain
We
Pam
should go
Driver.
to a higher captain.
As in she...
Perhaps
As
the
in
highest.
The highest captain.
As in she handed it
Wait,
to us.
yeah.
And
I
I
got
was
it.
like, it was from
She's
her.
going off
Yeah.
with Winnie and Bordu.
Okay. What did I just say? Because it's really good.
Hey, Relnor. Let's go to High Captain Harris's office.
Got it.
Cutting out the middleman.
And one more time.
Hey, Relnor, I pooped my pants.
This was all staying in, so just embrace it.
Oh my gosh.
Let's continue.
Yeah. Well,
What did you eat? Oh, I'm not there. Dang it! Got started. It sucks when
She's
you're
like
split
in
from
the
the
away.
party.
She goes, "What did you eat, Dalfin?
I didn't do your pants.
I want to be a part.
I need to know."
Dalfin, what did you eat?
the fastest way to help Winnie is going to be to answer High Captain Harris's summons. So I think we should probably go there.
We both know that.
That sounds like sound advice. Joan, you coming too?
I've literally started walking that way already.
All right, so she's off.
Hey, where'd Joan go? Relnor, Joan's going already. Let's go.
All right. Let's catch
All
up.
right. So you guys make your way to the command building. Now, as I said in last episode, the whole city kind of seems in a sour state. Not only is the sky all cloudy and gray because of clouds, but as you approach the command building, you actually notice that there are people gathered all around it, both military and civilian, and they seem to be protesting or shouting, and they're being held back by several members of the city guard, kind of keeping them away from the command building.
Are we able to discern what they're shouting?
Oh yeah, they're saying, "Give us back our son," or "Give us back our daughter," or "Give me back my wizard," or this kind of stuff. They're
Give me back my wizard.
so you know, that kind of stuff. You get the sense
wish I
that
had a
you get
wizard.
the sense that what's happened to Winnie is she's not the only person that's been taken in to custody.
Yeah.
Now, Relnor, you'll know this, that, and I think most of you would be aware generally that Evocation is the largest wizarding school in Lestrade,
The most
probably
commonly practiced?
in all the Four Kingdoms, because it's the most easily understood and readily useful, especially for a ship wizard, because they're able to harness the elements.
It's most practical.
Yeah, it's a very offensive magic.
What is everybody writing
I'm
down?
offended by it too. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so
I'm
if
journaling.
if indeed there's been a hold order on all of the evocation wizards, you guys probably aren't the only party that's had a member taken. So that you could probably guess that's why these people are upset.
So is Winnie our wizard?
I don't know, am I?
You did say you guys were a guild.
Can I join some of the shouting?
Sure.
Give us back our Winnie!
Yeah. So you guys are actually allowed through
I
the
pooped
crowd.
my pants.
Delphin, where did you get that sign?
I made it.
When?
On the boat.
Yeah, how did you know they were going to take her?
I didn't write anything on it until we got off the boat.
What'd you write with?
Paint?
You have paint?
Yeah, that guy over there has paint.
He goes, "Yeah!"
He let me borrow his paint.
Why'd you make a sign on the boat?
I don't know, just in case I wanted to say something without saying anything.
Very monk of you.
Thank you.
All right. You guys, the summons gets you through the guard line.
Okay.
And there are actually still quite a few people moving in and out of the command building. Some wizards, some military people, some administrative individuals that are wearing kind of official uniforms, not military, but you know that they're official individuals in the administration of Lestrade. So do you proceed to head towards the command floor at the top
Yep.
of the
Yep.
building? Okay.
Yep.
On your way up, you pass by several different guild floors and several administrative floors, and every floor seems just wrought with chaos. People are running around everywhere trying to come up with solutions, yelling. It's very chaotic. As you get to the top the top floor, you start to hear not a large group, but probably a smaller group, maybe around a dozen different voices, kind of like speaking very authoritatively and angry. And as you get closer, you start to hear some of them saying things like, "This ain't right, Harris. What are our lads supposed to do without their wizards? How many ships can we afford to keep grounded during this blasted inquiry?" And then, as you're kind of getting up there, you see it's like probably about a dozen or more, or a few more captains that are kind of berating in that kind of open hall area that's at the very top. You've got Eddie and several other administrative individuals over by the desks just combing through papers and writing stuff furiously. And you've got Harris kind of standing with Harris is standing in front of all of them in the middle of that big hallway that leads back into all the different rooms, and he's got one hand on a hip, and the other hand is missing. It's covered. The arm is covered in about at the elbow, covered in bandages that are currently like black and red.
Because he was attacked too.
Yes,
That's right.
and he shouts out over the crowd, "That is enough! You think yourselves in Alestria? Is this a market where you're to barter and haggle? You're all captains of Lestrade, red God take me. The next one of you opens your mouth without offering a solution is gonna regret the first kiss your mother ever gave your father. And don't you think I need both my hands? I could do it with one." And everyone stays silent.
Dun dun dun.
Excuse me.
You said everyone stays silent.
You speak up.
Yeah.
Everyone turns and looks at the three of you standing on the top of the stairs.
I slowly step away from Dalfin.
Are you still holding your sign?
No. Okay. I left it with a nice character. No, I left the sign down there.
Okay.
This is no place for signs.
You handed it to your buddy who gave you the
Yes,
paint.
yeah.
He
I was
gave
like,
paint,
keep,
I give him a sign.
asking for Winnie, please.
Yeah.
I salute,
Okay.
and I say, "Hello, captains."
No one's responding. You hear a pen drop out of Eddie's hand as she's just watching.
We, being Relnor's lieutenant group, have
Several captains look at Relnor with a
Are-
knowing, frustrated look.
answering a high captain summons.
Highest captain summon.
Captain Harris actually is probably one of the only people that doesn't seem shocked or annoyed or anything. He just goes, he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a piece of parchment, and he says, "Eddie, take this to the academy. Tell Philip I want every abjuration wizard he can afford to go to the portmaster's quarters immediately." And then she kind of comes to her senses, grabs the paper, and walks out of the room, and kind of like stops next to Dalfin, and then looks at Relnor, and kind of sighs and puts a hand on his shoulder, shakes her head, and then continues to walk down the stairs. Then he looks back at the rest of the captains who are now kind of looking towards him and starting to mutter again, and he says, "I'm issuing a draft of every able-bodied abjurer within the city to be temporarily assigned to your ships. They may not bend nature to their will, but a good ward can go a long way. Now, get off my floor and get back to work. I'll have each and every one of your stars, stripes, crossbows, and blues right now." And several captains just rush past you guys while the rest kind of start to slowly make their way out, and until the room is mostly emptied of people.
I lean over to Relnor and say, "I want to be one of them right now."
It's a good thing you're not a captain.
Yeah.
Neither would I, Dalfin. Neither would I.
They had nice crossbows, though.
Yes, every captain is assigned a crossbow. It's a sign of their rank. And then there's different ranks within the captains that are determined by stripes on their shoulders and stars on their lapels.
But did they have sign-making materials?
No.
Well, then, I wouldn't want to be one of them.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I have Dalfin.
Yeah.
I look at Dalfin and smile.
Thanks,
And
buddy.
as the room empties, you do see there is one individual who is not a captain, who is also not an administrative individual, who's kind of standing in the side of the room and was kind of obscured by all the protesting captains. He is a elf wearing more ornate robes, dressed rather regally, and has an obvious air of superiority. Captain Harris sees you guys and kind of ushers you forward, but he's still kind of standing, kind of like at ready in the middle of that hall, the entry to that hallway.
Sure, I'll approach him and salute.
He salutes you with his left hand.
I salute with my left hand.
Okay.
I salute.
So,
Okay.
you made it back, did you?
We did.
Suppose you heard from Captain Pam. What's happened?
A little bit. She came and took Winnie and Bordu and told us a little bit about what's going on, but I mean, do you really think all these wizards are turned against us?
I don't think they're turned against us, lad. I think it's a bloody scare move by the capital. And he looks over at the elf in the corner, and the elf says, "Now, Harris, you know that this comes directly from Her Majesty herself." He says, "All right, shut your mouth. I'm allowing you to say your piece. We're taking all our wizards in, and they'll have a chance to make their case."
I raise my hand, and I say, "Hi, Captain. Permission to speak like Frank, sir?"
Like Frank?
Who's Frank?
Permission granted.
Bordu wasn't a wizard.
Bordu is an orc, and Donnie was the only one who cared to give him any room. We don't have a place for an orc in our city.
Apparently you do. You place him in a dungeon.
Aye, that's where we place most of the other orcs. It's not my call right now.
Why not release him?
He just said it's not his call.
He's an orc, first of all, which half the pirates we encounter are orcs, and he's also intimately familiar with our military tactics and strategy. Donnie knew by taking him on that he was putting Bordu in a very precarious position.
Okay, so you summoned us?
Yes.
Regarding...
Your mission.
Yes?
How'd it go? And he kind of like breathes out a little bit.
Whew.
Well,
We learned a lot.
and we also have a lot more questions.
All right. Like what?
Well, we made it to the island, and we were able to get to the runes.
Did you
Necromancy makes a move.
We made our way inside. There was a gnome adventurer, a great hero of theirs that had gone in before us, before we got there to investigate.
With his boom boom.
Yeah. Yes. And he had disappeared. He hadn't returned. So we went in. We made our way inside. There was a type of floating platform that we were able to step onto, and then it lowered us down into the...
The elf in the side of the room kind of steps forward. He goes, "Did you say it was moving?
Yeah.
Yes.
The ruins were activated?
Yes.
You don't hear very good for having such big ears.
Forgive me, little thing, but we have not heard of any of these ruins being activated in centuries."
You should listen better.
Well, to continue...
He just ignores you.
So to continue, the platform moved us down, and frankly, I think we definitely need to go back at some point and investigate that moving platform, because I feel that could have, if we could learn that technology or that magic that's making that work, that could have great impact on our city and our military actions. However,
We're all caved in.
we got down there. There was a type of a rock monster. Do I know what that was? Was that monster known in the world outside of the Gnome Island, or
I
to
mean,
us.
maybe to some people who
Okay.
It was a
spelunk.
big
but-
one-eyed monster spike.
there was a type of rock monster that we
Rock monster.
It was a rock monster.
Rock monster.
guys, I'm barely holding it together. Come on. There was a rock monster down there. We managed to get past it. It was a very tough fight, and if
And the
there's more
little
of
ones
them,
on the ceiling.
yes. And I can give you a detailed report on that. But
I expect all this to be in your report, but what was your discovery? What did you find?
Joan
There
looks
was
like
a
a goat. Looks through a goat. Joan looks through a goat.
Different preposition, yes.
there was a statue in the center of the room that seemed to be interacting with the hero, the gnome hero that was missing. When we tried to rescue him, 3 other statues in the room became active and started attacking us.
They came to life.
They came to life.
Like a golem.
Yes. We tried to fight them. However, we wound up having to flee. They were too strong. And before they attacked, we did all experience visions.
Hold on. You experienced a vision?
4.
Yes, we each did.
I don't know what to make of this. This is too much. I've got this blasted inquisition happening on our wizards right now. And you 4 are having visions on the Gnome Island? Were they at least satisfied with your assistance?
Well, when we fled, unfortunately, the runes started to collapse.
But we saved their hero.
So the runes were destroyed.
Yeah.
While they're still down there, they may be able to be excavated. I know the gnomes were starting to work on that when we left. I don't know if they'll be able to recover anything or not.
The Gnome King really liked us.
No,
I have found him to be an incredibly disagreeable individual.
you are correct on that.
Well,
And
I'll
that's-
expect a report from both you, and he looks at Relnor, and Joan.
Yes.
Can I write a report too?
I don't care if you write a report.
Oh, good.
Go for it.
Yes.
For the moment, we really need to get Winnie back. Is there anything that we can do?
Look, that lass has got more enemies in this city than I care to deal with right now, and they want her to burn for it. She's got connections to both Wilbert, the wizard that killed Donnie Russell, one of our most decorated and rising stars.
That still surprises me. It doesn't sound like Wilbert.
I don't care who it sounds like. I got 25 men who's come off the ship alive, wounded and injured, that made it out of there, telling me that wizard put a sword made of magic through the lad's chest, through his back. Then muttered some business about the shadow and the light.
That's what the hero was muttering.
And now Donnie's dead. And she also has a connection to Wizard Galantis, who attacked me.
Is that her? Who do we know what that connection is or no?
He's the headmaster of the Wizards
That's
Guild
right. That's right.
in the city and teaches all the evocation students at the academy.
Joan, from your journals, do you have a transcript of what was the gnome hero's name? I cannot remember.
Terry
Terry
Turducken?
Turducken.
Terry Turducken.
I was
Joan
like,
in
Turducken.
And his great boom boom.
And his boom boom guy.
It's Terry Turducken and his boom boom.
And he's boom boom.
Is that all his enemies fear? Terry's great boom boom.
He flies around on it.
What was your question, Relnor?
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for everybody.
Sorry.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen where I'm waiting for everybody else to shut up, not the other way around. Joan, in your journal, do you have a transcript of what Terry, the gnome hero?
Yeah, he kept saying the light and the shadow, the light and the shadow, over and over again.
Hi, Captain Harris. There seems to be a connection here.
That's strange. Well, Galantis had one piece of parchment on him that we found after I defeated him in his attack. And he pulls out a kind of thick piece of parchment with some scratches on it, displaying 8 different glyphs, similar to the glyphs you guys found in the
Underground ruins.
underground ruins. He says, "Do any of these look familiar?" And the several glyphs stick out more than others.
Yeah.
There's the symbol for light
Yeah.
that you guys saw, and there's also the symbol for shadow, and the symbol for the rising sun.
Okay.
Amongst others, the symbol for change is on there as well, and several other symbols. Actually, if anyone follows us on Twitter, those
It's
symbols
the
have been available since September.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the header, like our cover image,
Yeah.
Oh.
On the
Yeah.
Twitter, our Twitter cover image.
cover photo, whatever it is.
Yeah, our
I will show you.
That's pretty cool.
are those 8 symbols that were written on this parchment that was found on the
Hidden.
wizard who attempted to assassinate Captain Harris.
Oh, that's cool. We saw those symbols were in the ruins as well.
Aye. I've asked, he looks at Joan, your mentors,
Yeah.
Alora and Davi, to look into the symbols.
Yes.
It probably would be wise to see what they've found.
Yes.
If these are connected in any way, I'd like to find out why and how. How you discovering something underneath the ruins that have been activated somehow activated these assassins as well.
If we figure it out, can we have Winnie back?
I don't know that I can get you Winnie back. She's got to sit before the Inquisitors. Before she can be released, they have to find her innocent.
She was with us the whole time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could vouch for her.
You can all vouch, but you weren't with her before the mission, and you don't know what things she's already done.
That's true.
She's in trouble, working with the black market, dealing with proprietary technology that she let loose for anyone to use. So she's got to account for that, and that doesn't put her in a good light when it comes to evocation wizards. And then the elf in the corner kind of steps up and he says, and this incident is not isolated to Lestrade. There have been assassinations and attempted assassinations by evocation wizards throughout the Four Kingdoms. This inquisition is not simply happening to your friend, but to every evocation wizard in the land.
I look at Relnor and I go, what did we do?
Let's not implicate ourselves quite yet.
Oh, I feel implicated.
A what?
Implicated.
Okay. I feel implicated.
Take some Imodium.
It takes me an Imodium sometimes.
These inquisitors, they're a type of priesthood that I don't like. Their methods for questioning are not the most humane.
How do you mean?
Torture?
They do what they need to get an honest answer.
Torture.
I'm doing everything I can, but our relations with Alestria and the rest of the Four Kingdoms are on a razor's edge right now, and we cannot afford to be dealing with the black market, the pirates, and a war inland.
Relnor, I don't want Winnie to get tortured.
I'll see what I can do. For now, please, look into the matter of these glyphs, and I'll do what I can to help Winnie. But for now, if we trust that she's innocent, we can only hope that she makes it through the questioning and is released. Understood?
All right.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you, Captain Harris.
You're dismissed.
And he looks at the elf and he says, you can be on your way too. Joan, wait a moment. As you guys are leaving, the Inquisitor is stepping out with you. And Joan is staying back.
Yep.
And so he says, so, what do you think?
Well, if you want facts, so
You're pulling out your notes.
he seems pretty self-assured. He puts my ego to shame. He speaks Dwarven, so that might be helpful.
I already know he speaks Dwarven.
While we were on the boat, he seemed pretty quiet. So I didn't really feel like I'd get much out of him out of on the ship. He is very gutsy. He tried to lie, but he wasn't very good at it. So that means he probably has integrity. He also didn't really plan ahead. He did have a meeting with Captain Ronnie, but it was failed because of that little gnome.
First of all,
halfling
who's
thing.
Ronnie?
Donnie.
Oh, well, he might be decorated to you, but he was not decorated to me. So I apologize. R.I.P. But the little halfling that follows him around was trying to eavesdrop, so he kind of ruined his meeting with Donnie. So I don't know.
I don't
what that was
need
about.
a moment for moment on your journey. I want
is-
to know if he's capable of leading.
Captain Harris, in order to make an adequate decision, you need all of the information.
I
This
don't
is very
need-
important.
I-
No, he
You're-
does a nice
Listen
job
here.
pinpointing
Joan.
danger and power. I'm getting to the good stuff.
I don't care.
He does a good job pinpointing danger and power because when the pirates arrived on our boat, which we should probably talk about, by the way, it seemed a little fishy. He targeted the pirate captain and the wizard from the other boat in combat, which I think was a smart battle maneuver. So I think he'd be really good in battle. But can we come back to the pirates at one point?
No, I need you to stop right now. I helped raise the boy after his father died. I know he's good in battle. I know he's got a good head on his shoulders. I also know that he can be a fool and short-sighted at times. I need to know if he can be trusted to be a captain.
So it sounds like you know everything you need to know about him. So I'm just confused as to why you want my opinion, because opinions don't really matter if they can't be backed up with fact.
Did he lead the team in any way? Did he operate
Yes.
as a leader?
Actually, when we were down in the ruins, thank you. I was very impressed by his awareness. He listened to my concerns and he took them into account. And he's also very aware of his surroundings. So I think that would be very helpful if he was in charge. He also gave good directives during combat, which is very important for a captain in case you know that. And then I would like to see from him how he does when we all have to complete one task all together. So like a collaboration of some sort, I think would be a really good measure of his ability to balance what he thinks is right and what he thinks of others, if he lets other people step forward. But I think that would be a wonderful thing for him to work with as a captain. So basically, I guess I think he would be pretty good.
Off character Kelsey's my favorite.
OC. Oh, he did at one point try to have us flee, but I wanted to stay and fight, like the evil monster thingies, statue thingies.
Sure.
And
whole
he
story.
listened to my suggestion, which in hindsight probably shouldn't have. But as a human being, I do really appreciate the fact that he was willing to take my opinion, which is subjective and really not worth much, into account.
Well, the 4 of you came back alive, so...
Yes, however, you did imprison our wizard.
Look, my hands are tied with your wizard.
And so are hers.
Your hand.
But I'm just.
I want to make a little side note, by the way. The entire last 6 episodes, Kelsey has been taking notes as Joan.
Right.
I've kind of been watching because I'm sitting next to Kelsey in IRL,
Yeah.
and that means in real life.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I've noticed that a little bit.
Right on.
But
So,
obviously,
But she told
Dalfin
us
doesn't know
she
that,
told us
but-
she was just taking a diary though, so we didn't know.
she actually had an objective.
I mean, I have other
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
but I did
Relnor
have
was
lots
her
of
actual
Relnors.
mission
Yes.
the entire time.
Dun dun dun.
But anyway, so can you say your line about like my hands are tied again? Because I had a good line, but it was overshadowed by Ricky's.
Sorry,
good line.
sorry. I'm not there.
My hands are tied in
And so-
regards to Winnie.
So are hers.
I'll see what I can do.
I will go speak with Laura and Davi. I'm also expecting that we will have a follow-up conversation as a group regarding what I find out from them, regarding Winnie's status, and regarding perhaps Relnor's rank. Is that fair, sir?
That's fair. You can expect a communique from me sometime in the next 12 hours.
Thank you, sir.
You're dismissed.
Respect your leadership. Goodbye.
Okay, let's jump to everyone's favorite little wizard, Winnie Dumplekin.
Woo!
She's currently being not carted away, but escorted
Escarded?
to the
Sorry, babe.
to the prisons alongside
Bordu. Bordu has been pretty affable. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Compliant.
Going along
Yeah.
with this this whole thing. Captain Pam's there with you guys, but they're taking you towards. It's not too far away from the docks, the kind of prisons
Ah, how convenient.
that they have. You don't really want to cart your pirate prisoners through the city, so.
Fair enough.
And they have a pretty large facility for all that stuff. So they kind of take you towards the building. Is there anything you want to say or do as you're on your way?
Bordu, you doing okay?
He looks down at you, kind of to his side.
Almost to
And,
his feet, probably.
You actually see kind of a very profound sadness in his eyes.
Well, yeah.
So he
Poor
he looks at you and kind of seeing you kind of like I think brings him like back to the moment. Like he's kind of just going along in a bit of a daze. And when he sees you, his muscles kind of tighten up and he looks around at the guards and then he looks back at you kind of like questioningly.
It's going to be okay, man. It's okay.
Not like he needs your comfort. He kind of like nods at the rest of the guards. And then he flexes his muscles a little bit.
Oh.
And kind of tilts his head when he looks at you.
Winnie, looks at him for a beat. And then she smiles really big.
Oh, this is happening.
All right. And Bordu goes ape. So
And
he
Winnie just ducks.
out of nowhere
Oh, yeah.
snaps the chain, snaps the little, cuffs or whatever that were put on him. Or no, he doesn't snap them. That would be ridiculous. He's not Superman. He takes the cuffs, wraps them around one guy, throws him into the next, and
Whoa!
then picks up another dude and hurls him into two other guys as well as Captain Pam. He then grabs you with one hand, hoists you up on his shoulder, and starts running towards the
Oh, you get it,
towards
Bordu.
the city
Get it,
buildings
Bordu.
and starts kind of dipping in and out of
My man.
Winnie's like, nice work, Bordu!
while a bunch of guards are yelling and running after you guys.
Okay.
Do you direct him anywhere in particular through the city? You're just kind of running through back alleys and things.
That's why he's called Bordu and not Bordon't. Have we made that joke already?
No.
If I said yes, would you not make it?
No, I absolutely would again.
I realized I made all that happen really fast.
That did happen very quickly. But
Just-
that was
okay.
awesome.
Just to be clear, Bordu level-wise, like power level-wise, is
He's on another level.
probably a lot stronger than these guards are basically a step away from a villager. Does that make sense? They're not like military that are going on ships and fighting
These are
pirates
like
every other
the
day.
reserves.
These are the guys that keep their local
Yeah.
guards.
Yeah. Winnie pats his back where her arms are hanging, and she goes, we gotta find a good place to hide, Bordu.
Aye, lass. And and he starts. It seems like he knows where he's going, so he starts kind of
Adorable.
ducking in and out of places. He's being really careful because he sticks out like a giant greenish
yeah.
tinted sore thumb
With fangs.
with two
Under fangs.
big
Under
Teeth.
fangs.
saber teeth.
Yeah.
Eventually, he gets to a nice building, but it seems it's like you guys are kind of like going into the nicer part of town. But he kind of gets to the back door of this nicer house,
Yeah.
grabs a potted plant, lifts it with one hand, and grabs a key that's underneath it. Sets the potted plant back down.
Great, it's a key rock.
Unlocks the back door and sets you down and lets you in and closes it and locks the door from the other side.
That was quick thinking, Bordu. Where are we?
Captain's place.
Oh, thank you. This is a good idea, right? Maybe?
There's little chance that they will come to find us here.
Sure thing. Are you hurt at all?
I am fine.
That was awesome. You were like, and then boom, and then, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
What do we do now?
Gotta get a message to our group somehow.
Text me.
Can you travel through the city?
Yeah, I can try. Do you think I look too, she kind of looks down at her robes and she goes, evocation-y?
I think you should not look like a wizard.
Good call. Well, let's see what Captain Donnie's got laying around that I might be able to put to good use.
Probably good idea.
Okay. I feel kind of bad rooting around in his stuff, though. Do you know, like, where he would keep, like, not captain-y clothes?
Yes.
Okay.
And he guides you through the house. It's a pretty nice house, but you'll notice that the way it's structured and built, every door is big enough to accommodate Bordu. Like there's no, it's definitely was made almost kind of with an orc in mind. Bordu kind of escorts you up to the second floor to Donnie's room, and in there's a closet with all kinds of clothes.
Oh,
So
jeez.
Donnie it's like a shirt for every occasion, a jacket for everything. So there's just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So
'Cause he had lots of money.
whatever you want to make a disguise with or anything you could. But it's definitely not sized for a small gnome.
Off character, how good is Winnie with a needle and thread?
You could just say that you're a captain that got shrunk by an evocation wizard.
Got him.
I think that wouldn't be an evocation
perfect
wizard. I think that
crime.
would be a different kind of
I mean,
wizard.
here's the deal. A lot of the outfits are made of multiple things, so you could maybe like put together
Yeah.
a scarf from this
I'll
outfit,
be okay.
a hat from this outfit.
She's
I'm
creative.
guessing one
Roll
of
up
his
your
shirts
pants.
is probably like a dress for you.
Do you want to?
Did I ask for help?
No.
Just kidding.
You're not here.
We're
I
not
just
there.
haven't talked for 5 minutes, so I need to say something.
You were so quiet in the beginning. Okay.
Why can't we
back to
go?
that.
Why
That's
can't we
what
go
she
back?
meant.
No. Let's go back. Where was
to
this
that.
energy
The
there,
good old
Mr.
days.
Chambers? All right.
You could go ahead and roll me. Is there a disguise?
There's a deceit. What is it? Deception.
Okay.
It's a physical deception, but it's a
check.
deception.
Yeah.
It's charisma.
We could maybe use the deception check to figure out
Performance.
how good you are at disguising yourself.
Sure. Cool. So that's
Or you know what?
deception,
Just go
not
ahead and-
stealth. Okay. I got it.
Come up with your disguise, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Winnie's going to find like a pretty nondescript shirt because she's going to go for like no one of importance
Okay.
look. Right. There's plenty of civilians she's hoping out still. So she finds like what might be for him like an undershirt,
Sure.
but it's just like a plain
kind of white
something-
or off-white.
Yeah, something plain. Okay, so he's got those. Cool. So she's going to put one of those on like over her wizard robes.
Okay. So not going to take off your stuff. You're just going to...
She doesn't want to
Covered.
lose her stuff.
That makes sense.
Maybe she'll fold up her robe and stuff it in her pouch, so she got a big bulge.
Okay,
but she's
okay.
gonna like leave everything else on and put like the shirt over the top and like find a knot something to kind of make it
Cool.
like a dress.
Anything over
And
the head or...
roll the sleeves way up.
Okay.
Yeah, if he has a cloak or something, maybe she's gonna rip it so it fits.
Sure. Bordu can rip it for you.
Okay, yeah.
So
If he's got a cloak
He can rip anything.
with a hood, just something so like she can hide her face and it'll like kind of
Yeah.
cover the awkward dress thing for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit. Okay.
Where will you go?
Well, they went towards. Oh gosh, let's see. They would have gone towards the high command. Joan hung out in the library a lot. What temple was she from? Do you remember, Bordu?
She is a great cleric.
Great, yeah, okay. Maybe I'll try and go there. I feel like maybe at least the temple people would be a little more understanding. I hope. I guess we'll find out, right?
I wish you luck.
Are you sure you don't want to come, Bordu?
I have to leave.
Where will you go?
Back to my people.
Well, will you write down where you live in the back of my spell book so I might come see you sometime?
I would warn you against going to see the orc people.
I mean, you're pretty stand-up, but
I
I
am not.
understand that.
Welcome by the orc. When Bordu returns, it will be for a reckoning.
I mean, you don't have to go back.
Better there than here.
Okay, well,
And then,
I suck at goodbyes, so
you hear a meow, and a little cat comes into the room, and immediately runs over to Bordu and hops on top of him and kind of climbs up
when he goes, Kitty!
to his shoulder. And the cat only has one eye,
Wow, these people are falling apart.
and he kind of like pets it a little bit with one finger, and it purrs against his hand, and he looks at it and picks it up, hands it over to you. Do you pet it or anything? He's just like,
Yeah.
saying, did you want to pet it?
Yeah, Winnie she looks like she's gonna grab it, and then she's like, oh, and like pets it on
And
the
it
head
actually
instead.
is a bigger cat than it looked. Like, it's not a big cat. Like, you know what I mean?
But is
it's-
it like as big as Winnie?
No. But it's like, it's not a tiny cat, but it looks really tiny
Not a cougar.
yeah.
It's
to him.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a bigger, like, tabby cat. you know?
Yeah, she pets it on the head, and she goes, "Aw, I love kitties."
He says, we call him Harris. And he kind of like giggles to himself a little bit.
Winnie just cackles.
If you ever are heading towards the orc, look for this. And he puts a symbol down in your notebook.
Awesome.
And it's basically like a circle with 2 lines coming out of the sides. Mm-hmm. This is the well of my people.
Well,
He said,
Got it.
if you find them, show them this symbol, and you will find water and shade.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Bordu. I have a hunch we might be following a certain quest down that way.
I hope to see you again.
You too. And hey, Bordu, you should take Harris the cat with you.
I intend to.
Good. I think he likes you.
He does. And you kind of see his eyes kind of tear up a little bit, but it doesn't touch his face at all. His face is a freaking stone.
Yeah.
That's what Josh wishes he was like.
Bordu is a freaking stone.
Yeah. All right. And so you're going to make your way
He's a brick.
secretly to the...
How?
She's going to try her best to, channel her stealthy side and sneak over to the Grey Temple. Yeah.
So do you leave out the front door? You go out the back? Or...
I'm going to go out the way we came in.
Okay. So you head towards the way you came in, and as you get
I'm gonna
outside,
miss Bordu.
you suddenly hear a loud roar come from the front of the house. And you then hear the door break, and you hear another roar, and it's Bordu. And then you hear a bunch of guards start to, you kind of hear them running through the city. And so you're assuming he's
He's causing a distraction to help her get away.
Yeah.
and making his way out of the city.
Winnie wipes a tear.
So
She's not a crier, but that was awesome.
So I won't make you do any
Stealth.
stealth rolls.
Be
since-
sure?
Let's do one for fun.
Make the DC really easy.
Does she get a Bordu advantage?
15.
That's great. That's a moderate
Plus,
DC. So
plus more.
2, 17.
oh, okay, yeah.
Solid
You
stealth.
you make your way just fine. You know what I mean? As,
I mean,
as-
I'm tiny, so I have that
No
going
one's
for
really
me.
pays much attention to people your size.
There's a few other things going on in the city at this point.
Like a giant
Yeah.
orc causing a ruckus.
And yeah, a loud orc is
And
probably
people screaming at the command building.
An orc free in the city is probably a little
And
bit
in the
more-
rich part of town.
Yeah, it's probably not
in the Swankyville.
not the is a little more important than a small
There's a lot of oh my's.
young wizard gnome.
I hope the neighborhood is actually called Swankyville.
Swankyville.
That's
No,
what Aaron.
I would like to pen all of your place names from now on.
It's actually named
Just
after one
kidding.
of the prominent figures in that town.
I'm amazed how many
Oliver Swanky.
Jonathan Swanky.
Oh,
I'm
Jonathan
amazed how
Swanky.
many people and places I haven't named as I'm going through and editing. I'm like, well, we never named that, never named
Missed
that.
opportunity.
And he's named Dan.
No missed opportunities. I'm terrible at names. So-
Okay, from now on, I'm asking everything's name.
all right, go for it.
So I hope you're good on
Things
your
are going to be
feet.
named terribly.
Did you
I
make
hear
the cat up
Kelsey's
right away?
really good at NPC
No,
names.
I
Oh,
am.
what was the cat's name?
Harris.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
It's
We
a
call
one-eyed
them
cat.
Wow.
I hear Eric's really good at remembering names.
Yeah.
Got him.
So you're on your way to the Temple of the Grey God, and that's actually where everyone else is on their way to. So we will reunite probably, hopefully, in our next episode.
Yay!
Was that cheatsy of me?
Reunited and it feels
No, I mean, honestly, there's like maybe like 2 places you could have thought to meet
Right.
them.
Well,
And
I was like,
one
I
is
can't
the
go to the
seat of
command
power
building.
with a ton of military, and
Yeah.
one is the library. So it honestly probably makes the
And you're not
most
going to go
sense.
home. That's the first place they'd look for.
I know.
Also,
I
you're
feel like
probably
I can't
gonna go to the place of the person who said we're your guild now. So
No, I think
My
it's
mama. I'm
maybe
just
a
kidding.
little meta, but I don't mind.
Okay,
so I
sorry.
think that's fine.
you're fine.
I
Right.
put you guys in a pretty tough situation real fast.
We got
Yeah,
out of
so-
it in one
Jerk.
episode, which I did not accept.
I didn't expect
so-
that either. So you guys are all on your way to the Temple of the Grey God, and we will reconvene there next episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and for checking out this podcast. If you want, you can help. You can actually become a member of our podcast by going and supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/The Titan Pod. We've got a ton of stuff that we're making and we want to do to make this podcast even more awesome. And the biggest thing on my list of things to do is a world book, so that one day anybody who's listening can actually play in the world of Altera.
Just like we
yourself.
are.
Absolutely. You can be part of the 4 kingdoms and explore all the wonders that this world has to offer.
You
Like
can
Bordu.
make your own sign.
The Stratford life.
Yeah. So anyway, as we continue to unfold the world, you'll learn more. But eventually, when we come up with the world book, there will be all kinds of lore and information in there that we probably won't cover in the story. So that's something exciting. The other thing you can check out is the post show, which we're going to record right after this episode's done. So once again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all the 5-star reviews. I realize this is going long now, but I have to touch on this because
Yes.
in 1 week we've gotten over 100 5-star reviews.
Woo!
There's one from Ifrans91 says awesome pod. There's one from Brian Hayden says love it. There's another love it from Firefly Junkie.
Yes. My people.
There's one that says new adventures. One that just says yes.
My people
from
again.
I really hope that's his name.
That's legit
amazing.
the name. Felderov says sneaking up on a Titan. The Titans of Altera podcast was a joy to listen to from Jenna Quiptip. New favorite podcasts from Hayori Katsu. Thank you.
Butchered that one.
I love this group from Dylan12894. Worth a re-listen. Tons of fun and Steve. So good from Captain I1.
These names are awesome.
There's legitimately
I'm
just
really confused. What's a comment and what's a name? I'm getting
there's just lots of yeah. So one of them is literally just 4 thumbs up emojis from Roseboo 2029.
no
Oh my
person should have that
gosh.
many thumbs.
Anyway, it's really been overwhelming, and we're really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, thank
we're
you
gonna
guys.
keep making these things, so keep listening, and we'll see you guys next week, or we'll see you on the post show. As always, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have had.
Joan.
Dalfin.
Winnie.
Relnor.
Thanks, everybody.
Best part was Joan. Like,
Just
I don't know if you
steamrolling.
can. I don't know if players can award inspiration, but where you were just like,
You know what?
information, and you just like
That should have been
steamrolled over
that
him.
should have been an inspiration.
I know it
guys,
should
moment.
have been, but
But
I
now
know
you
that
know what
you
to look
are,
for next time.
You are,
I was too focused.
yes, you're hardest on me too, so I know that.
Oh,
You have high expectations for me.
You know what? It's the post show. I'm still gonna give you inspiration.
yay!
We will
When you
mention
use
that.
it, we'll have to mention that it happened in a post show, but you deserve it.
Do you have a different one that matches
because
my
that was
set? No, I'm
hilarious.
kidding. It matches. It matches.
You hear the sigh. Okay.
I just gave her like
All my
He
ones
just
have-
gave you-
All of mine have gold letters.